the screen resolution, the processing power, the applications on the phone, the night photography coming out with the Google Pixel 4. I think Apple will step up to the plate on that one. I actually had a long conversation with some senior product managers at Apple about what is a professional photographer looking for in an iPhone. So I'm hoping that some of those ideas resonated with them, and they'll bring those out. I think this is a scary device. I can't go into a conference that's sponsored by Nikon or Canon or Fuji or Sony. Like, get out, Russ. Get away, get away, you evil, you're an evil person coming in here with that phone. Because I think, and I think I'm taking some really great photos now. And this is the wacky thing. I'll bring in my latest toys. It's all about toys, gentlemen.
Of course.
And I'm not an evangelist for ProPhoto. ProPhoto doesn't pay me anything. I don't get things for free. I had to spend my big bucks. But this is a ProPhoto strobe, a strobe that talks to an iPhone. Okay?
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And so you can talk to a small little strobe, and through Bluetooth connection, it synchronizes the strobe with an application on the iPhone. And so I've got this power of these high-powered strobes in combination with the iPhone, freezing action and getting really great quality. And which segues me to let me see if I can pull it up. Where's here it is. Let's share screen. Oh, this is a new one. So if I scroll down here in Lightroom Mobile, I've gone wacky with self-portraits.
Oh, that's fantastic.
And so that's one of my extreme self-portraits. But they go. So I'm setting up at home, totally at home with these strobes. I have multiple strobes, and I'm analyzing the way that other photographers do their strobe photography, as you see here. So I've got the strobe up above me and I'm lighting down below. So I'm thinking about Joe McNally. I'm thinking about Moose Peterson. Joel Grimes.
Yeah.
I'm observing what they're doing, and now I'm doing it with a phone, for heaven's sakes. And then my favorite, oh goodness, look at this wacko. So then I study Greg Gorman's work. And I try and mimic Greg Gorman. And I went to almost the ultimate mimic. Where's the ultimate Greg Gorman? Oh, here it is, my favorite. Sort of the Andy Warhol, Greg Gorman.
That's a great
Fantastic.
one.
And so and then you can see I'm even showing off the egg crate setup strobing. So again, just iPhone stuff on with a strobe, and the quality is really fantastic. So what better model than yourself, right?
Yeah, of course.
One of these projects. And you can see here how I use, here's a wacky one. I'm using the iPhone, then Lightroom Mobile to process these images. And I've gone through a variety of different, beards at home.
Yeah.
Because I haven't, one day I'll shave, the next day I won't shave. And just the wackiest things. So if that's the one thing I just want to share is this love of new technology, and that of iPhone speaking to a ProPhoto strobe and you can drop the ISO. I said ISO with a phone. You can drop the ISO way down, and you can get rid of a lot of the noise in the iPhone and with the strobe, and I can catch moments. I can catch the movement of water and fog, and higher shutter speeds on the phone to get a little bit sharper pictures. So, gosh, strobe photography. I'm turning myself.
Game
Go
changer.
ahead.
Those are the
Yeah.
ProPhoto C1s and C1 pluses.
Yeah, so this is the C1 Plus. This is the A10, and I also use a B10, which is this gigantic thing that costs twice as much as my iPhone. What am I using? But it's absolutely glorious light, that one shot with the reflectors in my glasses. That was the B10. An enormous amount of power. I don't know. I'm not a strobe person. I should be able to tell you the specifications on how much strobe power is coming out of the thing. Joe McNally would know those sorts of things. Is this called a speed light, by the way?
Yeah.
I just think it in terms of power. This has just enough power for a small studio, a little tabletop setup. This has enough power for an outdoor shoot where you can, get this, I can take daylight, full daylight, just like Joe McNally. I can turn off the sun and I have more power in this, and I can make it nighttime in the daytime with a phone.
I said this to someone the other day about the cost of equipment. I said, like, if I go on Amazon and think, oh, I'm going to buy a mirrorless camera, and I go on Amazon and think, look at it and go, oh, that's like £1,100 for that camera, or it's too rich for me. And then tomorrow I'll go into the Apple store and get the new iPhone 12 Max Pro, which is more expensive. But you think, if you're going to spend that kind of money on what's still called a phone, I think generally the technology, like you say, is they're building a camera that happens to be a phone. Why have a £1,300 camera phone and only shoot pictures of your kids at a birthday party? This should now be working with strobes. This should be studio quality.
Stunning. So I'm going to do I'm going to an official photo shoot.
And I've purposely started leaving my big cameras at home sometimes and forcing myself to, like, okay, I have to use my cell phone. I have to use this iPhone.
Do you go on tours? I go on these tours. I love these tours to Antarctica or the Arctic. Somebody has to do it. And I'm the only person there running around going, you just spent all this money and you only brought a phone? And they've got all their big cameras out. But then what do? They put down their big cameras, they pull out their phone, and they start shooting. It's, oh, no, you cannot use your phone on this tour. Only I get to use my phone. They're taking these, whatever. Yeah. So I think there will be a transition. I think Apple knows that they're dealing with professionals and they want to come out with more professional features. I think Google started going down that path. Well, that's stunning. General, did you go back to my photos again? Where's my photo? Have you seen what's possible with I'm looking for my night photograph here. Where is it? Night photo. Here it is here. Let me share my screen again through technology. Where did we all go? I've lost us. There we are. A share screen. So this is what's wacky. This is wacky. This is insane, what you see on the screen. This is iPhone. Google Pixel 4. Is that what you have?
I have an iPhone.
Yeah, I'm an iPhone as well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So this is a Google Pixel 4.
Wow.
On a tripod, pointing into the sky, the night sky in the desert for 4 minutes. And through the miracle of science and technology, let's see if we get this to come up. 4 minute long exposure. The Earth is moving, right? Keep that in mind.
Yeah.
Most photographers would have to have a tracking device that's moving the camera in relationship to the galaxy, to the Milky Way. But through brilliant technology, these programmers at Google are capturing 15 exposures over a 4-minute period. They are around 12 seconds each.
Wow.
I get my math right. Or are they 16 seconds each? Somebody divide 4 minutes by 15, and we'll come up with it. And so each of the exposures. So now they've captured the sky over this 4-minute time period. The Earth is moving. They identify what's not moving, that's the foreground, versus what is moving, and then they realign all of the layers.
No.
So the stars are phased out of phase, but then they bring them all together as one.
I know.
Okay, they did what? Realign them in the camera, and I don't need, I need a tripod, but I don't need any way, I don't have to stack those in Photoshop, realign them in Photoshop, merge them. It gets rid of the noise in the sky. I pointed this out to Apple. I said, you got to step up to the plate. I mean, this is one of those things as a professional photographer, I want to be able to take great photos in the daytime, but I also want to take a great shot and set it up and do a timed exposure. Where is Russell Brown on the Adobe Max? Where is his hands-on event and room full of crazy people who want to play? And you've walked into my room before and you see, what is Russ building? He's building and we build something, we create it, and then we put it on display in the pavilion. And each year the students get to take images, process images, and then show off their work, which I really think is a great thing. It really empowers people at these events when they can create something and then put it up.
Show it off, yeah.
You know,
show and tell.
20,000 people to come see in my little booth space. And so what is Russ doing this year?
Yes. What are you doing?
I'm not on the radar. Now this is the first time I've announced this because it's a little dangerous, because I teamed up with Ricoh and the Ricoh Theta Z1, the 360 degree camera.
Yeah.
And I said to Ricoh, would you consider helping me with a project and loan me, and I arbitrarily came up with a number, give me 50 of these $1,000 cameras. Okay, give me 50. And I go, oh, what a ridiculous. 50, they'll never say yes. They said yes.
It's you.
Yes. They said yes. And so they've loaned me 50 of these Ricoh Theta Z1s, an amazing state-of-the-art tool,
yeah.
Tool to do 360 photography. I love to play with it. As you said, I'm off experimenting. I get to experiment. You can bring the 360 images directly into Lightroom Mobile. You can plug the 360 directly into an iPad, and the photos go directly in with you just connect the two with a cable, and it goes right into Lightroom. What? So some magic that Apple developed and working with Adobe, so that cameras that you plug directly into your iPad would then talk directly to Lightroom Mobile. And so now you have all your 360 shots in Lightroom Mobile. You start to edit those. So there I am. Ricoh said yes, 50 cameras. I didn't know quite how to do this because everything had to be free, right? So it's, anything I do this year has to be free. I can't charge for anything at Adobe Max. So I can't just open up the door and say, come on in, because it would be crazy. It would
It'd
be
be
crazy.
like Black Friday.
Yeah, so I went back to my previous list of attendees from last year, and I randomly chose, I really did, on the record, I randomly chose people from last year's session and sent them an email asking them, do you want to play with a Ricoh Theta Z1 for a month and take pictures and share them on the internet? I theme to it, and you can wear costumes to the Brady Bunch connection and sci-fi elements. Oh, just to leave you, I'll leave you with one last thing. One of the student projects is to create a space shield to protect you when you go out into space. This was designed
That's
by
Dan
my good friend,
Mumford. That's Dan,
Dan
Mumford.
Mumford.
Yeah, I
Yes,
can tell he's,
yes.
yes, love Dan.
So I called up Dan and I said, Dan, I need you to create a prototype that for this class project, and students will submit this as an Illustrator file. It prints out, and then we print it on the clear plastic, yeah, classic Dan Mumford, isn't it? And Dan put this together. You'll print it out, and then yeah, you get to use the camera. You get to have a shield sent to your address, and we do. Wait, there's more. There's more, gentlemen. We'll also print a tiny planet image from the 360 camera on metal. Printed on metal. Yeah. So yeah. So just like with my regular classes, I brought those projects to this group, and they'll drop them into a Dropbox, and we print them, and I mailed it to them.